Alright, welcome to day 78 of the Vera Series, and we got some pretty big news. Patch 2.4 is confirmed, and as most of you know, we have reached level 90, and I don't believe we're going to be getting any level increases anytime soon, but we might get a level increase once we reach next patch. We're just going to have to wait and see. But starting out, you want to go to your artificial island, and you want to go back to build and hit claim, because remember, you can only hold these resources for 24 hours. On top of that, don't forget to clear out your exchange store, and make sure you kill your enemies for the week, so that way you're not waiting to Procrastinator Day like I usually do. And with patch 2.4 coming out in a little over 2 weeks, you might want to start focusing on fishing and try to get it to level 9, so that way you can get those free standard matrices a week. Next, you want to do your Mia's Kitchen, and you want to do your 4 bounties for the day, and I'm just going to go with the Sparrow. Next, we got Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to Bracer's Helm, a Coco, and a Shiro Matrix, the Endgame, and Carnival Party. So these are all really good dungeons, but I recommend if you are going to do this, go for the level 90s because they have better drop rates. Which brings us to Interstellar Exploration, so that way you can get weapon materials. Especially if you're trying to level up some of the new characters coming out in patch 2.4, you might need to restock a little bit. But you want to make sure you check Vera, as well as check Aspera, so that way you can get all of your Stargates. And how you can tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is if this weapon battery category has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate, but if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, you could always get Dimensional Trials. And if you need money, you could always do Space-Time Domains. And if you're pressed for time, you could always make Omnium Beacons. Then we have our optionals, and that's giving gifts to your 1.0 characters. And the best way to do that is to talk to Hopkins in the black market, see this island and do the claw machine, or knock out your 2 trainings for the day. And if you have not already, knock out your 6 Greyspace Fishers. But the biggest rewards are in the Twilight Zone. But you do have an 8-hour time limit, but you can wait on this. And don't forget to do your racing before the end of the month, so that way you can get that free 400 Mira. And try not to wait to the last day to knock out your Security Force missions, so that way you can get those owed Vera coins in Mira. You also want to check your missions tab, click on an item and click use, so that way you can get to a point of research. Because remember, you can only hold a grand total of 20 energy and you get 5 free energy a day. So you want to make sure that this does not cap. But if you enjoy these guys, I would greatly appreciate a like, so that way they can spread more on YouTube. Which brings us to our event. So hopefully you logged in enough time, so that way you got all of the rewards from the supply run. And then we got the hide and seek event, to where today we can reach a grand total of 13,200 points. But at this point, you should have been able to already clear out most of the really good items in the store. So now let's go ahead and talk about patch 2.4. And if the rumors are true, it looks like what the CN version got in patch 2.5 and 2.4 is going to be in this upcoming patch, which could make sense if you take a look at the promotional image, to where we have Lon, Icarus in the background, and Fiona. So we could end up having these 3 characters come out this upcoming patch. But most likely, Lon will be the premier character coming out March 30th, leading us into patch 2.4. And on top of that, this should be a really big patch, similar to Vera, so you should be able to get a lot of resources and materials, and you're going to probably be spending most of your time exploring, and there's also going to be a lot of new game features added to the game. I strongly recommend that you try to knock out most of your exploration before going into 2.4. Then we got the weekly tab. You want to make sure you do enough things down here, so that way you can get everything up top, which brings us to the challenges. So if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to save your Mia's Kitchen, so that way you can fire yourself up, but starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus. If you have a good weapon bonus, then you might want to do the sneak to next level, and if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the biggest thing that will determine your rank is Sequential Phantasm. If you're able to get a high score here, most likely you're going to get the top rewards for the week. The Critical Abyss. Now this is optional content, but you can do it so that way you can get those clusters. Origin of War. We have till the end of the month to go ahead and complete this, but if you're still having trouble, you can wait till that last week, so that way you can get all of the rewards. Void Rift. We got another attempt today, and you want to go ahead and knock that out, so that way you have that chance for that matrix. Void Abyss. Now you have till the end of the month to go ahead and complete this. And for me, I decided to go tank, and this is the tech that I used. I strongly recommend that everyone get Electron Halo, and if you are dying a lot, you might want to consider getting Mechanical Core. Wormhole. Got 3 days left to complete this, so that way you can get that extra energy crystal dust. Raids. You want to make sure you do the last 2 on Heroic, and you do Battle Test Area on Heroic, so that way you get the best rewards for the week. Frontier Clash. Now you can't just wait until the weekend, so that way you can do all of your attempts, so that way you get all the rewards for the week. Break from Destiny. Now you want to make sure you do this at least 1 time, so that way you can get those 250 Dark Crystals. Apex League. If you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you want to make sure you put a couple hours in each day. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to Shop, Hot, and then buy your 2 Vitality Solutions. Now, if you can't afford this, you don't have to buy it, but 1 Vitality Solution is equal to 1 piece of Golden Gear if you're doing level 90 joint operations. And if you can afford it, try to get your advanced modules and your booster modules for the week. Which brings us to the Commissary. category, starting with the Crystal Dust store. So you want to make sure you buy your Vera special gifts, your advancement modules, and your booster modules for the week. And when it comes to putting Omnium crystals, if you have an 8.5 suppressor, I recommend that you buy it because once we reach patch 2.4, we should be getting new suppressor levels. Space Time store, you want to make sure you buy your booster modules, your advancement modules, and your data repeater for the week. Cruise store, now the only thing that you should buy are relics, and the relics that I recommend are Omnium Shield or Space Time Rift, and if you have both of those, then you can consider getting the drone to level 3, and if you have all of that, then I recommend getting the hologram projector. Support store, you want to buy your gold, your Space Time Crystal Fragments, and your Space Time Crystal Dust. And if you have return support points, then you can buy your Space Time Crystal Fragments, your proof of purchase, and your gold nucleus. And if you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. Point store, now the only thing that you should be buying with your points are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or see this island again. But if you need to level up your matrices or weapons, you could always buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries. With your critical abyss points, you could always buy clusters. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore the map so that way you're ready for patch 2.4. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, feel free to check out my Fenrir rolls. But other than that, talk with you guys later.